up to the sunrise, let the day begin. Johnny and Mark are here, let the laughter in. With every sip of coffee, feel the warmth inside. Conversations and humor take you for a ride. Your morning boost with Johnny and Mark, a perfect blend of laughter, igniting the spark, inspiration and insight. Join the journey, let them light your way. It's a brew of connection, a world to explore, a network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you. As the day unfolds, carry what you've heard, inspire and inform with every single word. Johnny and Mark beside you as you start a new day, the morning show that lifts you through and through. A network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana.
I got my coffee, I got my dollars, and I'm looking for deals. Am I at the right place?
I say, here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
Bless you, my child. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sister Mary Agnes. You may have heard about me from my friend Cajun Roots reseller, Johnny. I met Johnny many years ago when he was purchasing furniture from Frankie and Johnny's in Louisiana. They were not going to give him credit, and I vouched for him. I said, let him have it with no problem. He's got the dollars. See the special man.
Let him have it with no problem.
Understand. Let them have it with no problem. See the special man. I say,
I'm Johnny's Dough Girl. I'm here to say subscribe, hit the bell, not my belly button, and share out his shows. Always give him a thumbs up. You can even become a member. Buy him a coffee and follow his other channels like the cooking shows, my favorites, his fur babies, and more. Leave a comment. And when you watch a video, you're showing him your support.
Hi, I was looking for some jewelry. I'm going to be getting married soon. No, I don't have any credit.
Well, here at Cajun Roots Reseller, if you own a fixed income, even if it's on a sale, in the Cajun Roots Reseller eBay store, guess what? Send an offer. We'll let you have it with no problem.
Johnny has many auctions, chat shows, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and best is Monday night bingo, where it's all free and you can win prizes. All are welcome, but there's no drama or negativity tolerated on any of his channels. Now go, child, with my blessings. Watch Cajun Roots Reseller. Love always. Be kind to one another and have a blessed day.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all. Let him have it with no problem, see the special man.
see the special man.
You got the dollars,
Hello, good morning, and welcome on this Thursday morning. How is everybody doing this morning? Great to see everybody. Let's see who was in the chat. First was Regina. Good morning, Johnny and Mark. Everyone had a blast yesterday. The Hump Day auction, run your own race. Who cares what others are doing? The only question that matters is, am I progressing? And yes, you are. Look, I have to say, if y'all missed yesterday's Hump Day auction, y'all might want to go check it out because Regina was her first time ever. She was waiting till July to do her first show, but she popped on yesterday with us because she offered to come on up. I needed some space, someone to. We had 2 cancellations yesterday, and she came on and she looked like she'd done this before. You know what I'm saying? She was not a newbie yesterday, but for somebody who just got her feet wet, just jumped in both feet, and she did a fabulous job. Go check it out. I have to say, she did an excellent job. And Jeffrey, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing this morning? Marlene, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Scarlett, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Randy, hello, good morning, and welcome. Woke up early this morning. Awesome. Let's see. Showtime. Yep. And Carol, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Sweet Teas, how are you doing? Good morning, hello, and welcome. It is great to see you again. Great to have you. How have you been? Good to see you. Welcome. And Polly, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And Scarlett's being popular in the chat and dancing in the chat, y'all. Y'all see that, huh? And Ash Lee, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And Claudette, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Ellen, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? And John, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, Carol, I have to agree with you on that one. And Craig, hello, good morning, and welcome. Wide awake this morning. What? 2 days in a row. What? Wowee. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Melinda, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are y'all doing today? Good to see you. Welcome. Oh my God, now I have to start singing along with the. I sing it every morning when we start, and dance to it, of course. Anna Marie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, you're welcome, Regina. You know, one thing I have to say, Regina asked questions almost every day, or anytime she had a question, she would ask, and we would answer it for her and show her. And anybody who asks questions, you know that we do that a lot in the morning show. And she took it all and ran with it, and she put it all together yesterday, and it shows. Definitely, that is something you want to do if you never done this type of thing where you did an auction before and you're interested in doing that. We'll be glad to help you. Toochman, hello, good morning, and welcome. And little Debbie, hello, good morning, and welcome. You are working outside and listening. Perfect weather for it. We're going to be in the 70s, 90s today, y'all. We already had 71 this morning. I'm loving it. Becky, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? And Joanne, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Well, I don't get up and dance. Well, you know, whatever floats your boat.
It works.
Whatever works. So, Mark, how are you doing this morning?
I think I'm a little like Craig this morning. I'm tired.
Do you have
But I'll
volume?
be okay.
You sound like you went low again.
Oh, dear. All right, let's try that.
Jennifer, hello, good morning, and welcome, Jennifer. How are you doing? Good to see you.
How do I sound?
How does Mark sound to y'all? Did you check your volume again on your Yeti? It's cool,
I didn't
still
move it from
63.
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And I did touch.
Yeah, they're saying you're too low,
All right.
too quiet. Not Mark.
In there.
You think about Mike.
Let's try that.
Do the control. Is it FN and then the 10? No. Yeah,
Do
10.
what now? FN. Hello. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's F8. Yeah, F8 is your volume. FN and F8 at the same time.
Testing 1 2 3.
Go a little bit more.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I think it sounds better.
Say it again.
I think it sounds better. Yeah, FN and F8 is your volume control to go up, and F7 is go down.
Well, F8 here.
Or it should be. You should have your little speaker with the plus sign on F8.
That is F10.
Okay,
Hello,
then if you're doing
1,
that on
2,
F10,
3.
then you have to hit the FN and that at the same time. Because mine is
Testing.
F8.
But I'm sounding
Oh,
better.
sounds better. Let's see. Becky, too low. Sweet teas, low, low, low. Mark is low. Sounds too far away. Very quiet. Susie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And Myra, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
Good morning. Oh,
Yeah, F10 worked yesterday. Yeah, but mine has F8 on mine. All right. So as I said a little earlier, how Regina takes and writes notes and questions and things like that. Today's topic, I'm going to ask you to please get yourself a notebook and a pen, pencil, or ink pen, or whatever you want to use, because we're going to share some notes this morning. And Regina, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity to get my feet wet, my whole body. And you did a fabulous job. And thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. And this is for you. The dollars. Let me have it, please. I got the dollars.
Let him have.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem. Let them have it. And thank you so much, Regina. And Nancy, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. I saw a question come in from Randy. No class time. Oh, yeah, you never know. That's going to be a pop quiz.
You never know.
I'm going to have a mission after, a challenge after we talk about today's topic. John says, I remember when Mark hit F10 yesterday, all of a sudden his volume was louder and clear. Yep. Let's see. Say.
And
That's
I did
right.
that without the FN.
Okay. All right. So, as y'all know, we have a topic every day, and that's Monday through Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow is the Would You Buy It or Would You Leave It? If you have any items you would like to share with that for tomorrow morning, make sure you email me by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern Standard Time, because I will be having them ready for the show. And again, if you do send me anything, make sure it's the link to the item that's sold on whatever platform it's sold on. In the email, make sure you include how much you bought it for, where did you buy it, how long it took to sell, and if you took an offer, what was that offer for? Make sure you have it in, and we'll share it tomorrow. I always do those who share emails with me first, and then I'll share my sales as well. So let's get started with today's topic. Oh, and by the way, Craig, you're on the wrong show again, by the way. That's tomorrow. All right, so today's topic, and again, the reason I'm asking you to get yourself a pen and paper, because I'm going to be sharing my screen and walking you through some things. Mark, do you have a lapel mic?
I do not.
All right, it's never too late to learn about YouTube and how the description box works with the SEO. Give me a second, and I'll tell you what that means if you're not sure what that means. It is never too late to learn about YouTube and understanding the description box, because it is very crucial for everyone and anyone who is looking to succeed on the platform, regardless of when you start. The description box is a very powerful but yet underutilized tool for boosting your video's search engine optimization, which is SEO. Again, search engine optimization on YouTube. It provides YouTube's algorithm and potential viewers to contact to and with your content about your video, helping it rank higher in the search results and recommendations. It is essential that YouTube description boxes in using your opportunity to communicate clearly through with both YouTube algorithm and your potential audience by providing rich keyword optimization and use friendly information. You can significantly increase the chances of your videos getting discovered, watched, and enjoyed. So whether you're starting today or you've been on YouTube for years, mastering the description box is an ongoing, worthwhile endeavor. It is never too late to be able to use the YouTube platform and consistently evolving and as a massive audience and offer endless learning research and content opportunity. Your videos can have long-term value and even monetization potential by making it worthwhile endeavor at any time. The description box is very crucial. Just do not and don't put in and stuff keywords. Make sure you write it naturally, placing your most important keywords at the beginning. Expand on your YouTube topics to include more relevant terms and also using timestamps for discoverable and including links to related content, social media, or even transcripts to provide content and encourage engagement. This comprehensive approach can help your YouTube being understanding your videos, to have YouTube discover and help YouTube understand your videos, boosting its visibility in search and recommendations. So I know Mark and I have been talking about this a little bit, and Mark has been working with Janice. Mark, talk a little bit about that.
So here a few months ago, I've always used the description box. And Randy had a question. What's a description box?
I'm going to show that in a few minutes. I'm going to share my screen and we'll go over that.
Okay. One of the things that somebody had mentioned in one of our chats for the Friend Selling with Friends sale. Well, what time is so and so on? So what I started doing is when I put their information in, I put the time that they're supposed to be on. And that way, if somebody doesn't want to sit there for 6 hours waiting on a particular person, they can go to the description box and look at the time that they are scheduled to be on.
And it's a big help.
And somebody else made a comment that they don't, it's a waste of time. I don't think so.
Nope.
Yes, it takes me a little bit longer. I'm okay with that. Because YouTube is actually using the hashtags and all of that to push the videos out.
Cheryl, hello, good morning, and welcome in, Colleen.
That's my opinion.
Always write a description and always use hashtags. Yes. I'm gonna go into some of the questions. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen. Now, for me, and this is if you use, for example, if you set up your videos for your week or your month, some people do it by the month because they do maybe one a week. If you use streaming services like EVMux, StreamYard, Remix, Restream, whatever platform you use, you create your videos in that streaming device or service first. Then it pushes it to YouTube saying that's what's coming up. But when you do that and you don't have anything written down in those descriptions on those streaming devices, then it doesn't show up in YouTube. So what I do is I do use a set description for every different show. Now, for the question about what is a description box, let me share my screen and I'm going to go through and show y'all what I do on a weekly basis when I set up my shows. Then I'll show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the description box. Let me add the screen I do have my little mousy glow thing here. All right. First, when you go to your channel, after you create all your videos, whatever you're doing for the week, you're going to come into YouTube right here where it says manage your videos. When you click on that, it'll automatically come to your content. It also defaults to uploaded videos. Okay. Now, for example, when I go to this one, for example, I'm just going to use this one. You're going to go to the pencil. All of a sudden, whatever you've done in your streaming device, nothing's here. Right here, this is your description box. Here's your title of the video. I'm going to give you a few tips about this. Right here, you see this file where my link is to that video? Right below it says file name. If you're doing an uploaded video and you have something that you've done, make sure it's very important that your keywords of what you're using for your video is in your file name. YouTube looks at that when you upload a video. This is for either upload or your lives. So in case you do have an uploaded video, make sure this is your file name that matches your title of the video. Write in your description box. Remember, when you're on either YouTube on a tablet or a phone or your computer, when you go to somebody's video, for example, and I'm going to show you this for example. Let me go to my live from yesterday. Actually, I can go here. Let me go back here for a minute. What's going to happen is when you go to somebody's content, and I want to do this separately because I want to show tomorrow's show. When I go to tomorrow's show, you're only going to see the first 2 lines of that description box. Let me go to the show. When you go to that video, you're only going to see whatever you type in the description bar, no matter what platform you're on, whatever device you use, you only see right here, you only see the first 2 lines of what you type right here in the description bar. That's why it's important you use the description bar. So let's go back to that video. I can do this one, it doesn't matter. So I have my title, always have, and that's why this has a space. Delete. There we go. Now save it. Now, that way, my title is the first thing in the description bar. Then I go into detail of what that show is about. I use the same description for every single video I do, whether it's an upload or a live. So if you ever go to my videos, you will see in every description, everything I put in my descriptions. So the title, the first line in your description should be the same keywords you used in your title. So that first line should be exactly what you have. I don't put the date in the description. I just put the title. And then I put all my descriptions. Also, when it comes to a live auction, all my descriptions have who's on that show. For example, when I go here for Hump Day for yesterday, I always cut and paste. Yes, it is so easy to just cut and paste once you have it done. See right here, I have Hump Day with guests. Now I don't have this because it says live stream, so I don't have a file for that. So what I do is right here, who's on the show, my co-host and my guest. That's always towards the top of the description box. You want to have that in there because, for example, the last couple of days I've been going into live shows just to check it out, say hello, do my support. And when I go to the description, I'm not sure, say somebody new I've never seen on the panel before, my first reaction is I'm going to go to the description box. Well, guess what? There is nothing in the description box, nothing about who's on the panel, so I don't have a clue. So then I got to guess who it might be on the panel so I can maybe go and check them out and follow them and watch their videos. So that's why it's important here to do that. So that is the lesson for today. Use the description box. Now, for example, if I go back here and you want to set up everything for your show, I do this every week. Now, for example, tomorrow, this is what I do every week, and I do the exact same thing every show. Once you have your show set up, you're going to come down through your description box, fill in your description box with the appropriate information. Make sure it has something to do, whatever you type in this description box, make sure it has something to do with what you're covering or talking about in your video or live show that show. Then, of course, at the bottom, use your tags. On this one, I ran out of room, so I don't have tags in here, but you set your date and time,
add your playlist. Is this a part of AI? No, it's not. It's not made for kids. It's not made for AI or with AI. And my tags. These tags, you want to make sure you're using tags that are appropriate for your live or video. Some videos I've been seeing lately that it doesn't matter. I still do it to this day. Make sure you use your tags that work according to what you're talking about or discussing in either a pre-recorded or a live show. And I use the same tags every show. So I just copy and paste. I ain't got to worry about it. But also, down at the bottom, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a category. All my videos except bingo is under how to and style. Or you can also do, if you Dropbox it, there's all your categories for your video. Mondays, I always do entertainment. Always. Other than that, everything else gets how to, or you could do education. But when you do education, you got to give it a second category. So that is if you're either doing uploads or, and make sure your titles and your, and with thumbnails, that's a whole nother show. As a creative, pay more attention to title and thumbnail. Your title and thumbnail is very important, but also with the description, your title should be the first thing you see in that description. But again, that does help you in your research. And also, when you create those ahead of time, it gives it time for YouTube to push out your channel, your videos, whatever you may be doing. All right, let me get back to the chat because I see comments and stuff. Okay, I like the date and the title makes it. Yes, and that's why I do that. The box that's under the title. Yep, that's right. Yep. That sure is. Did Jane come in? Did I miss Jane? I'm not sure if I missed her. Let's see, go back. Jane's done all. Jennifer's dropped the links. I assume cut and paste is involved. Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. And you don't have to. I use the same thing for every show, so I don't have to copy it. I just copy and paste. The only thing I have to do on Wednesdays or any auctions I do is just change the people or guest. Okay, now read this part of the video. I know that. Don't. Yeah. Okay. I know too how many. Exactly. And I do a lot. And Jeffrey, I'm going to go live again tonight. Awesome. I don't, as a creator, pay more attention to title and thumbnail. And I do read them, but most of the things are too long. And that's why I always put guest at the top, towards the top. Let's see here. Well, me too. And however, amazing on how many viewers have used my affiliate link to small tools on my videos. I don't even mention in the link. Yeah, and that's why it's good to have it in the description bar. Half the time the titles don't make a difference. Usually the thumbnails get most to watch. Yep, that is the truth. The top three is title, thumbnail, and your description. And the three T's were title, thumbnail, and tags. Angie, hello, good morning, and welcome in. Angie, you missed yesterday on the Hump Day auction. Debbie and Max showed something that I know you do, those like reenactments and things like that. I forgot the word they used, but they had something that you might be interested in if you go back and watch yesterday's Hump Day auction with Debbie and Max. They had a couple of things that I thought you might like. So, let's see. I am going to be adding more to my descriptions. I have a lot, but not everything. Yeah, you want to make sure, even with links.
You can always tweak it.
Yeah, you can always change it. Michael, hello, good morning, and welcome, and how are you doing? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I see a lot of people not even utilizing that, especially if you have guests on your show with you. Promote them in the description bar. Put their channel name, put their email. That way you can help them grow as well by having that information, because a lot of times people are on their phone and it's hard for them to get to it. But with that description box, it helps just to click the link and it go directly to their channel and helps them, follow them. The Vintage Hippie, hello, good morning, and welcome, and how are you doing? Long time no see. Good to see you. Welcome. I think the average user uses YouTube does not even know about the description box exists. I think mostly YouTube. Yeah, and it has a lot to do with it. But remember, do not overstuff your description with things that are not going on or talked about in your videos. So if you're talking about, say, for example, you take like with Jeffrey, I'm going to use Jeffrey as an example because he does sunsets. I would put in the description bar about where the sunset is. You know, where is it over? Is it over the lake? Is it over a river? Is it over a bridge or whatever? Put that kind of stuff in there so they can see what that video is about, because that's what YouTube wants to see to help you push it to the right people. If you don't have anything in your description, they're not going to accept your title, you know? I have a question, Johnny. How many mods can you have? How many mods can I have? You can have as many as you want. I turn everybody blue in my chats, and I think Mark does this too, because if they fill out a form, my jot form information, because I sell and I give away stuff, that is how I turn everybody blue. You can have as many as you want. You can have as little as you want. You can have 1, 2, 3. It's up to you. But that's your decision. It's up to you to do what how many you want. There is no right or wrong. Some channels have a few that mod for them while they're live, especially when it comes to auctions. I appreciate a well filled out description, I think. And it does. It does help in a lot of ways. A lot of people don't utilize it. So your thoughts on this one, Mark?
Well, I was taught by one of the best, and I use it. I um, and it doesn't make, how do I put this? It doesn't make any difference to me personally if they read it or not, but the information is there if they need it.
Yes.
Like who's going to be on, what time they're going to be on.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I know Mark does it too. But there are some channels that don't. So don't get upset if somebody doesn't turn you blue. I'm in a couple of chats I'm in that I'm not blue, and I'm okay with that. That's their channel. That's their decision.
That's what I'm looking at that, Regina, right now.
What?
They can't YouTube, they can't see us.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Let me see something. Let me mute for a minute.
Can you hear us?
Hold on a second. That's weird. Oh, you know why? Because I was sharing the screen.
There we are.
Yeah, that's why.
Rookie.
Yeah, that's because of the share screen. For some reason, it kept us off screen. All right, we're back. That was weird. That never happened before. Let's see. I wasn't going to turn anyone blue, but it kept pressuring me to do so. And again, that's your choice. You don't have to. Yes, I have just my mods blue, and that's everyone. Now remember, and I'm talking to anybody. Do not get upset if you're in somebody's chat and you're not blue. I'm in several lives that I go into, and I'm not blue, and I'm okay with that. That
Yeah,
is their decision on who to get to turn blue. Now there has been from what I understand, that there are some people who don't turn everybody blue because there's been problems in the chat. So that is their decision to do that. So don't get upset about it, because that is the way they run their show, and that's their decision. You gotta respect that.
if I
Yeah,
have if and if I have your information, you're going to be blue in art, and
same
it
here.
has worked for us. And I do understand because I've seen it where uh they just, I want the notification that I have your information
Yep,
before I turn you blue. So I
exactly.
got your information. All right, no problem. And I have seen where people have just made everybody blue that came in, and there have been major issues.
Yeah. Ellen says, I like when people have the guests and add the guest links in their channel in job forms or emails. I don't have to interrupt an auction. And that's why even with me, I even say, and depending on what show it is, whether it's a hump day auction or if it's the rapid fire round for showcasing of members, I always say, make sure you go down to the description bar. There is their YouTube channel and their email, because it makes it easier for them to copy and paste and send their information. And that's the way why I do it. Can't see you, Mark. All right, thank y'all for letting us know. Can't see you. Yay. Let's see. I notice when people do that, Ellen, the guest sellers still say they don't have. Yeah, I hear that a lot too. Yep. Is there why armless? Oh, that's why. It's no privilege. Exactly. Exactly. It sure does. So when I set up my thumbnails, I always try to have the Jamestown Bridge Beach to see the sunset. Okay. Use it in your description. And flip flops and lollipops. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? I cannot turn everyone blue. It's nice to have. And you don't. That's all up to the person whose channel it's on. And everybody's got to respect that. That is their decision, and we have to respect that and honor that. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'll go in the chat that I'm not blue. It's all right. Have ranches so easier to connect to others, but it's not always best of ever. Exactly. And I do it because that way I know I got your information, or you've registered.
That I do it.
Yeah. And that I do like the being, and that's another thing when you're a mod. I mean, yeah, you can copy and paste, but when you're a mod, it's easier if you blue in somebody's chat. It's easier for you to go to their channel. That way, if say Jennifer's not in that chat and you want to check out somebody's channel, with that being blue, you can go to their channel easier, especially if they're fairly new on YouTube. Honestly, I don't like going. Don't.
Well, Jennifer, there's a reason. Yeah. You're such a troublemaker.
Kawanda, hello, good morning, and welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. Not Jennifer.
Love you, Jennifer.
So yeah, and you got to respect that. That is their decision. That is their channel. They have their reasons. Not everybody's going to turn everybody blue. But for me, even with bingo, I do that. That way, once you fill out a form, you're blue. I know y'all got your registration. Every now and then somebody may move or change their address or change their screen name. They'll update it and let me know. But other than that, yeah. Many of my thumbnails are of the packing that unboxing. And a lot of times if you don't do a thumbnail and you do a pre-recorded video, it'll pick whatever it wants for you, or you can pick it in when you go to the thumbnail section. It'll give you different suggestions. So if you don't, like, for example, sometimes Mark doesn't do a thumbnail. And when it does it, it may pick out because it's a live you have set up, it'll take the banner off the top of your YouTube channel and put that as your thumbnail. That'll happen as well.
And that
Mark's
is
volume is really low.
In a hurry.
Mark's volume is really low.
I am looking.
Maybe bring your mic closer to you this time and see what happens.
Let's see if we can.
But it's very important to understand that it's a privilege to have a wrench in people's chats. That means that you need to respect that, and it also helps you in chats because a lot of people use it for deleting or putting you out in timeout and that kind of stuff. Let's see. What I don't understand is the whole thing about hashtags. I've never used them. Hashtags are for use of being able to push out your video. The hashtags you should use that are pertaining to your video, whether it's an upload or a live show, make sure you do not, and if you're doing it in your description bar, do not put more than 12. But make sure those hashtags have to do with whatever that video is about when it's an upload. If it is a live show, make sure it's whatever you're talking about or covering within that video. That's why for me, I use a set description hashtags for like the Monday through Thursday, the morning boost. I have a set of hashtags I use for this one. The Friday show, would you buy it or would you leave? It has its own hashtags. The bingo has its own. Hump Day has its own. For every show, it has its own. Then when I'm doing a video, depending on the topic or the subject of that video, I will then use those hashtags for that particular video, making sure that at least. Also, you can also set, if you have a set type of channel, you can set them up in your settings for default. I hate those hashtags. It helps your channel. Hashtag speak to the season search engine. Yes, and it helps in the search engine and helps you get your videos pushed out to the right audience. That's all I have tonight. I will not be doing one till Wednesday. Okay. So with that being said, Mark, what do you have going on this week? Well, I'll get these
Classic,
links in to put in the chat.
classic crap auction tonight on Glammo's Closet.
Yep.
Um, and then Sunday we have um, Denise's Magical Emporium, Moon, and Doug Doug. Am I sounding any better?
I hear you loud and clear. But remember, do not overstuff your tags with something that's not having to do with your video, whether it be a live or upload or a short. You can use those hashtags in your shorts too. That helps you get your channel all pushed out too. I use them in everything. But don't overstuff it because you can get yourself in trouble by spamming your hashtags if it doesn't have nothing to do with your video. It is very important you only use the hashtags that has to do with your video. Making sure the first 3 are the most important ones about your video. The first 3 is what gets shown under in blue under someone's title. All right. The link is in the chat if anybody would like to come on up. Today, I will be on with Ella at 1 o'clock with Glammo's Closet, and then we both go back to at 7. I'm on at 7:40 on Glammo's Classic Crap June Gay Pride Classic Crap Auction. That's tonight. I'm on at 7:40, I think. Yeah, that'll help you your channel. You help your videos. I noticed on shorts that I didn't do this many views as a short I used on them. When I drop a hashtag in the chat, what does that do? Nothing. It just is like hashtag. It doesn't matter in the chat. Still low. Yes. There's the link. It's at the top. There's the Glammo's link for tonight. But is there a category hashtag list, or do you? If you're in YouTube, let me go back to that. You can actually use different programs they have for free. There's like TubeBuddy, vidIQ that can help you with tags for your videos. Let me see something here. In your description, if you go all the way past the description, you go down to where the hashtags are, you should have keyword recommendations. Once you start typing in a few about your show or your video or your live, you should get some type of recommendation of what tags you should use for that type of video, depending on your title. Make sure it's about your title, though. And your first 3 should be what's about your video and or your live. I'm going to order earwax remover kits in bulks coming up in the lineup in August. Okay. That's interesting. I believe Tooch has an auction tonight. Check the calendar. I'm not sure. I think so.
Em and Angie. Yeah.
Yes, Mark, you need to have your mic closer.
Okay.
Let's live drop the links twice, Jeffrey. Okay, maybe there will be, we'll be bringing up this video if someone searches. Maybe so. You never know. It could be possible. But remember, when you do hashtags, don't put any space words in it in the chat. Because if you do it, it'll be 2 separate things. Also, the 2 Beardos are going on tonight, too. All right, let me minimize this again. Done. So if anybody has any questions, now the challenge is, if you've never used your description box before, or you're not using it, and you decide to want to use it, do me a favor. Make a comment on this video if you started using it, and do you see a difference in your views And if you're doing a live, do you see a difference in your amount of people in your chat when you're alive? The challenge is to start using hashtags and your description box, and leave me a comment and let me know if you see that it makes a difference. Aren't hashtags used on cell phone? They used to be. Yeah. I will be on live tomorrow at 7:05. That's our morning show. We have our game and giveaway tonight on Tracy Cake's channel. Awesome. That is tonight. Wow. So I want y'all to challenge yourself to do it. And then let me know what your outcome is if you see a difference. I use it on every video. Use it. It's there. Use it. What it's going to do? It's not going to hurt.
And I have to say, okay, hey, perfect example. The video that Michael shot on Tuesday with the tornado coming through here,
Mhm.
I took the time, let me put it that way, to go ahead and fill out the description box. And we got more views than if I hadn't used the description box. I'm just,
Yeah, because even though
that's,
you upload a video as a short, you still can go into your studio and fill in those things like the
yep,
title, the description. You can give it a thumbnail now, if you choose to. But like Mark said, if you don't do that, you might take you maybe up to 5 minutes. Just type you up a couple of little sentences about what the video is about in your description bar. And like Mark said, he saw a difference. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. I'm here to help, not hurt. But again, yes, you do have to put a little effort into it. And yes, it might be a little bit of extra work, but I guarantee you the results will be your reward.
hmm
Yeah. I'm on tonight at 9 p.m. on Randy Mooncraft. I watched some YouTube videos for future lighting on the hashtags. Yes, definitely. And I'm just saying though, be careful. Make sure you only use the hashtag that's happening to pertain to either if it's an upload or in Mark's case a short video, or like when Jennifer does shorts. Use whatever that video is about and only use those hashtags. If you use hashtags that do not have anything to do with that video or live or a short, it can get you in trouble because you can get banned, and they will call that spamming. All right, now 2 days ago, I did a video just on my brush video shorts, and in like 2 hours, with no hashtags and no real description boxes, I had over 1,200 videos, 200 views. That is very odd to me. And guess what? If you use those in the description, you may even get more than that. And it's not going to hurt.
what was your title, John Robert? Because
It also
that'll,
depends on
that'll,
that's a good
that'll
thing.
boost it too.
Yep, you can go back and change your title. Now, that's another thing. If you find, I do that all the time. I'll go back and check one of my videos. If it's not doing anything, I'll go in and tweak the title. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to hurt. But you may need to adjust the title and your description and your tags to help, if that helps. Cutting my yard. Oh, cutting my yard bushes was the title.
Yard brush. Okay.
Susie says, I always populate the description box for videos and shorts from the start, but it hasn't really helped much with subs and views. Again, you can always go back and change and tweak your title. Add your tags, add a description if you don't use them or don't have them. And let me know what you think. That is the challenge. Let me know what happens. Good morning, Renee. How are you doing? Good to see you. Surgeon went well. Thank you, Jesus.
Good.
A lot of pain. Yeah, that's going to happen, but take your time and get through your healing and do your PT, and you'll be fine. It only has helped my shorts. I think, Susie, unless it was song, I picked the short. Yeah, you got to make sure you got to be careful with those songs, especially if it's more than a short. Regular videos, it can hurt you. Oh my God, that was a cute video too. I did watch it. It was just so cute. It has to. Yeah, you have to give it a couple of. I usually don't change my titles. I give it 7 days. If I see it's not working in 7 days, then I'll go in and do something like a title change or change up my title a little bit, do the description, clear it up a little bit, and then do the tags. Cleaning brushes. Okay.
Clearing brush. Well, John Robert, that's for all those people that have been procrastinating that they need to do the same thing. And hey, they can watch you and be, oh, thank God somebody did that.
Yeah. Just like for example, for those that know Larry LL Stash, he used to do taking apart vacuum cleaners. Look at Craig. Craig did one about a computer and a VCR. Yeah. I think the song was popular at the time, and that could happen too. Yep. Yes. Make sure it
Good,
has to do with your
Yolanda.
channel and the talk what you're talking about. I'm glad I caught this live. A lot of good information, especially about the hashtag. And that's what again. I was thinking about this yesterday, and that's one of the things about me when I'm thinking about a particular topic, and I'm always thinking. And I happened to be in chats yesterday after Hump Day. I went upstairs and also jumped in on Chuck and Nettie Pie and Marcy's auction. And I was in Picky Nicky's. I was all over. And that was what got me to think about today's topic, was because I see it a lot, but I saw it a lot yesterday. Nothing in the descriptions. And so that's what got me to talk about this topic today. And that's what happens a lot of times. Even Mark will think of something and he writes it on our list of things that we share, so that way we can bring it to each other and collaborate with it for that reason. And I thought it would be a perfect topic today because a lot of people are starting to do more auctions. A lot of people are starting to do more videos. And take advantage of those two things, but making sure your title is the first thing you have in your description box. Make sure then remember, anytime somebody goes to your video, the only thing they're going to see is the first two lines. No matter what device you're on, you're only going to see the first two lines of somebody's description. Make those two lines count. How do people use the hashtags to find stuff? Very easy. Watch. In the YouTube search bar, I don't even have to show you. In any YouTube search bar, in the top search bar, when you go to put the word, what you're going to type, like how to find hashtags, what you're going to do is just put hashtag in whatever word you want to look for. That's all you got to do. Type in hashtag first in the search bar on YouTube. And as you start typing a keyword that you're looking for, as you put hashtag and you start typing, it'll break it down in the drop box. Let me bring it. Hold on. I can do it right now. I already got it set up. Let me enlarge. Share my
So
screen.
using a hashtag has to be previously established one.
Right. For it to count, yes. But I use common hashtags when I need to look for a hashtag. This is how I do it. In the search bar, see how I'm doing it? I just put the word how. And as you start adding to use hashtags, see, it's not coming up. Nobody's ever done one before. No one's ever used it. So guess what? You can do anything else. How to source, how to draw, how to crochet, whatever, how to be a mentor. Whatever hashtag you use, keep it all together. Do not use any spaces when you're doing hashtags. Make sure you put hashtag in whatever you want to look for. How to auction. You see, as I'm typing, the drop box comes down. And for example, say I want to do auctions 2025. When you hit that, everything that has that hashtag, you now have a playlist that comes up within that hashtag. Hashtags will put your videos in that category that becomes a playlist. That's what also is what being used on hashtags. All right, let me string this because now my screen is so large. Go down back to 100. So, when you're typing in anything with hashtag, do not put spaces in between it. It's very important. Y'all can still see us?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what the hashtag is all about. When you can find them. All right, let's see here. Where was that in the chat? All right, that's how you find them. Okay, great discussion today. Got to get started. All right, Susie. Talking
I'm
about
good
when
with
you type
Susie.
the hashtag, suggestion pops up. Yep, that's all you got to do. But you got to make sure it's together. Do not space any words out. Anytime you use a hashtag, do not space it out. Now, so using hashtags has to be a previously established only. It does not have to. You can create your own to start one. Because what happens is once you start a new hashtag that's never been created, what's going to happen is it's going to start a whole new playlist for that hashtag. And anybody who uses that hashtag goes in that playlist. Yep. You can do it without. You can also do it without hashtags, but when it comes to the tags, you want to use hashtag. Should you edit in stream before doing any other details in YouTube? Should you edit in StreamYard? No, what I do is I do everything in YouTube. If you use StreamYard or EVMux or Restream, whatever you do, then you can go into the YouTube side. And what I do for every week I create my videos, I am copying and pasting from my YouTube into the StreamYard, EVMux, or whatever it is. If you're using the same style and everything else, it's already there. Why not just copy and paste? That's how I do it, because it's easier for me to just copy and paste from videos I already use. I'm trying to do everything and anything on my phone only. And that's going to be the hard thing on the phone. It's a little bit different. But if I search a specific channel, now with channels, you got to do the @ sign. If you're looking for a specific channel, you have to know their handle name. A lot of times the handle is not the exact same as their channel. That is two different categories. It's two different things. For example, if you go to a channel, you know their channel, look right below their name. There's going to be an @ sign. That is known as their handle. Yeah, that's how you can find another channel. But like, for example, some people use numbers. So their @ sign, their handle sign is not going to be the same exactly as their, for me it is, but not everybody does it. Still type how to auction. And yeah, if you're just doing how to, yeah, that you can leave spaces if you're not using a hashtag. But if you're using just to figure out watch a video, just put how to's, just type it out like you're writing a sentence. Johnny, that's using your computer or what you don't have. Yeah, and this is on computers. I don't do a lot on my phone.
Yeah, I can't see it well enough to.
I search browser. Yeah, if you're using, for example, in the search bar, and type it out like you would type a regular sentence, how to make a video, how to make a thumbnail. You do it like you would do a regular sentence without a hashtag. Those videos will come up to show who's got those videos in there, and it'll search and rank. Yes. I did a short this week on showing Girl Scout cupcakes. I didn't put hashtags, so I am supposed to. It helps your channel get pushed out. So I would use, the first thing I would use if it's about cupcakes, guess what? I would use Girl Scouts and cupcakes, but then also put Girl Scout cupcakes all together as one. So you got 3 different hashtags. Cub Scouts hashtag, you got cupcakes hashtag, or you can do it in this order. Girl Scout cupcakes with a hashtag, then cupcakes, and then Girl Scouts. Those should be your first three hashtags. That is my suggestion. Yes. The first 3 is the most important hashtags in your list. Yep. I would do hashtag Girl Scout cupcakes. And if you want, you can do hashtag Girl Scouts. Then hashtag, and make sure you put a comma between each one so it can specify that it's 3 different ones. So make sure you do put a comma between each one of those. Unless you're typing it in on your phone or I don't know how it works on the phone, but on your computer, once you do a hashtag and you do a space, it automatically creates that for you. But if you're on your phone, I think you have to use a comma. Yeah, use the first three. Yep. No spaces. That's right. For example, you can do, and make sure you have spaces in between them. So if you're doing it on a computer, it does it for you automatically. Once you hit space, it creates that hashtag. You don't have to use a comma, but if you're on your phone, I think you do. Let's see, no spaces. Anytime you're combining words together, like Girl Scout cupcakes, what I do is I do girl would be the capital G. Scott would be the capital S. And then cup for cupcakes would be a capital C, and everything else is lowercase. That's just how I do it to make sure the words are spelt correctly when I'm doing that as words together in one hashtag. Is there a YouTube name? Not their channel name. Yes. Yes, but at the at for that one, not hashtag. Ella. Robin, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? She's been watching us on the TV. We made it to the big screen, Mark.
Oh, baby.
Need that blanket this morning. You do. It's already 73 degrees here. My guess is that it won't be many channels using Girl Scout. Exactly. But it's okay because if you do more Girl Scout type videos, it's already there and it'll be put in its own playlist. You're welcome. Right. So even with that, it'll add it to those hashtags. Once you start using it, it's going to be there. No, what I do is for example, this is what I do. I would do hashtag. I just finished. Look at this. I'm messing up already.
Hi, Virginia.
And who was that asked about that? Was that Commando? All right, make sure, and I'm spelling it wrong, that's why. UTS. That's how I would do it, all together. But I just happen to capitalize the first word. I may have spelled it wrong, I don't know, but that's how I would do it. Virginia, hello, good morning, and welcome, and how are you doing? Good to see you. But then, making sure it's all together as one. So I would do girl with the capital G, Scout, capital S, and then capital C. And then again, because you're doing that, if you do more videos with that, it's already there for you. And it creates a playlist. That's what I like about it. So if anybody else has any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm glad that y'all were here today. Cupcake, Girl Scout, and bacon. Yeah, you can do multiples. You don't have to do just one. But make sure your first three count. You can use whatever you want. But make sure they're all together in words together when it comes to hashtags.
Good morning.
Lena, hello, good morning, welcome. I had to see who look, see, she got a hashtag in her title. We just talked about the hashtags, and it just so happens she has the hashtag in front of her title. So yeah. Thank you so much, John. And again, we love doing these type of topics. And again, if y'all have any particular subject or something you want to learn about or send us a message. Let us know. We'll turn it into a topic. It's never going to be too late to learn something. There you go. See, look, what Mara did. Right there. I entered hashtag buying space in the search bar, and I got my next live, past lives, unboxings. This lives didn't come up, but I searched thousands of videos. Yeah. And look, don't be, it's okay to misspell words because guess what? 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to type it so fast that they misspell a word. It's okay if you use those hashtags and misspell some of the words. It's okay, because you know what I used to do when I first started? I put Cajun with a K, Roots Reseller, and then I'd also say, I would also put in my hashtag Cajun with a C when I first started, because there were so many people that kept typing in Cajun with a C instead of a K. So when I first started 5.5 years ago, I did that in my hashtags. I put my actual channel with a K, and then also put hashtag Cajun with a C. Believe it or not, when I first started. That way people got to know who I was, and now it's all with a K. So yeah. So again, thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and showing your love and support to the channel. If you would like to join us after the show's over, that link is still at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to join us. If you have any questions or you just need to chit chat, you're more than welcome to join us. Right, Johnny? I can look up Johnny's channel using. Yep. If you just put Cajun Roots with a K, now it'll be all my channels with Cajun. Dawn and Susie are live now, so there's the link. Let's go ahead and raid. Dawn, Susie are live from the doghouse. Oh, it's 9:30. That's right. 9:30 is when they come on. So with that being said, like I said before, I end each and every show. Love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. Until we meet again. Later. Peace out. And y'all come back now. You hear?
First in the morning.